President Obama went to the battleground state of Ohio, and he went right after Mitt Romney.
Governor Romney's experience has been investing in what were called pioneers of the business of outsourcing. I want to give incentives to companies that are investing in you, the American people, to create American jobs, making American goods that we're selling around the world, stamped with three proud words, made in America.
The Obama campaign is also hammering Romney in a new ad, using Romney's own singing to make the point.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains, majesty above the fruited plain.
And recent polls do show it's still a tight race, with both sides fighting for middle-class voters who may decide this election. Joining me now is the man who literally wrote the book on the middle class, James Carville. He's a longtime Democratic strategist, former campaign manager for President Clinton's 1992 campaign. He is co-author of a new book titled It's the Middle Class, Stupid. James Carville, great to have you on the show tonight.
Thank you, Reverend Al. Delighted to be here.
Glad to have you. I want to start with your book, and we'll get to some politics, but you and Stan Greenberg write in the book, quote, "We failed. It is as simple as that. We put the middle class at the center of the world because you can't have an America without a middle class." Well, we failed, and we have got to do better, and that's why we're writing this book. You both saw something that really worried you about the state of the middle class. Tell me about the politics of it.
Well, first of all, the middle class is, see, depending on how you count it, is somewhere between 65 and 80% of the country, so the politics of it must be pretty good. They have been under assault for over 30 years. Wages are utterly stagnant. They've lost 40% of their net worth between the year 2007 and 2009. They understand what's happened to them, and they want somebody in power to be a voice for the middle class, and we're urging the Democrats to be that. And I have to tell you, I'm very, very happy the president is really starting to embrace this, and I think this is a very good thing. We're going to have to do it over a long period of time. The Democrats, we suggest, brand themselves as the party of the middle class. That's the interest whose interest we.
So the bottom line of this book, and I'm reading it, is that you're trying to really have a huge wake-up call to those that are running for office that the middle class has been, in many ways, abandoned.
Yes, sir. Have you seen a lobbyist for the middle class anywhere? Have you seen some university with the Institute for Middle Class Studies? I don't think so. Have you seen some billionaire write a check to figure out how we can get these people into better jobs, how we can get them better education, what we can do to get their health care costs down? What are all these things we can do? I think that the Obama administration has made a start on with health care costs. I think we've got to push ahead with education. That's the ticket out. You and I know that. That's the ticket to prosperity in this country is better education. And we got
no doubt about that. Now, President Obama was on CBS this morning, and he said that he regrets more than anything else that he did not inspire Americans. You've been critical in the past, saying he needs to get on message. Let me show you what he said.
The mistake of my first couple of years was thinking that this job was just about getting the policy right. And then my first 2 years, I think the notion was, well, he's been juggling and managing a lot of stuff, but, where's the story that tells us where he's going? And I think that was a legitimate criticism.
Well, what would you say to that?
I'll tell you that I think the criticism was legitimate, and his acknowledging it was legitimate, that you have to take people. That's why Franklin Roosevelt had fireside chats. That's why you take people along. I think the president was busy. He had a lot of things to deal with. I think he says, look, I'm a smart guy. I have smart guys around me. We're really trying to do what's best for the country. And that's all true, but you have to bring people along and tell them what it is that you're doing. So I think as Ed Gillespie say, he's retroactively making what I think is a good point. And look, nothing wrong with looking back and saying, we could have done this better. And I admire him for saying that.
So you think he's doing better? Because I know that at times you've been critical of nudging them.
Right. Yes, I do. I'm very, very. I think the campaign has been very aggressive. I think they're really starting to put the middle class front and center. I was critical of the messaging when they were starting to say the economy is doing better and we did these things, but I don't think people feel that yet. And I think people understand that what he inherited, he doesn't need to remind them. They already know that. And I think he's got to really put this focus on the next 4 years, how his administration is going to be different than the Romney administration, how he's better able to be trusted by the middle class to do these things. And I think he does that.
So if you were advising the campaign, you'd be telling them, go with what you're going to do for the next 4 years, deal with the middle class as you write this book.
And I'm very, if I would be advising the campaign, I would say keep on rolling. Keep on rolling and doing pretty good right now. I don't think the last thing they need is my advice now. I think I very much admire and respect what I see now. And if I didn't see something in the BP oil spill, I have said something. If I saw it in August when it looked like we were trying to cave in and not do a deal, I've said something. I'm not like reflexively going to be everything, but I really want the president to win re-election, and I really love the direction that his campaign has taken of late.
Now, they came out with a new ad. Let me show you this ad and get your view.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains, majesty above the fruited plain.
What do you think of that kind of ad?
At the end of that ad, there's something they did was very brilliant. And at the at the end of the ad, it says Mitt Romney. He's not the solution. He's the problem. And what I think that the Obama people are saying is, look, we've had to deal with this outsourcing. They're trying to pass a thing that companies don't get favorable tax breaks for shipping jobs overseas. We've had to deal with this. And Romney is really not the guy that you want to try to fix this problem. I think the direction of the ad is really good, and it's a little bit funny, and it's kind of along the way it's kind of clever, but underneath it makes a very good point, I think.
What does the middle class need to hear, James Carville, to feel that they are being championed?
I think the president needs to say, I understand that this has been a 30-year problem for you, and I want you to know that in the first 4 years, we had a financial crisis, we had things to deal with. My focus on the next 4 is going to be trying to rebuild this great American middle class. I'm not going to be able to do it overnight. There's not going to be one thing, but we're going to keep trying to continue to keep these health care costs down, to improve our educational system, and to give you the kind of future that you need to have where you can prosper in America, where we can have an America that prospers all across the board, not just the 1%.
James Carville, thanks for being here tonight.
Thank you, Reverend.
The new book is called It's the Middle Class, Stupid. Thanks, James. I've got my copy. You've got to go get your own. Still ahead. It's too soon for Anthony Weiner to make a political comeback? Really? We'll see. He's back in the news and making waves. But first, are those Tea Party dreams collapsing? Nope. It's just a record-breaking moment. They're flipping and flopping like Willard Romney. We'll explain it all next.